Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we have a highly requested video that you guys have been asking me to film for a while. So if you guys have stayed patient and has stayed tuned into my other content in anticipation for this video, then thank you sincerely. And I really appreciate all your support and patience. So in today's video, I like to coin this as my Grammys of fragrances. And so I want to talk about a couple fragrances in my collection and kind of give it a category that comes to mind for me. So hopefully I'm able to give it a good category for you guys and we just have fun and make it more lighthearted. In this video, I wanted to mix two things that I really enjoyed and love, which is music and obviously fragrances. So let's jump right into it. The first category that I'm gonna talk about is best new artist, and I feel like the fragrance that goes to is my Diptyque fragrance from Eau Ferrand. Unfortunately, I don't have that fragrance in front of me right now because I have it at my other house, but I can talk about it for you guys. So I bought this fragrance back in November of last year for my birthday, and it was such a groundbreaker in my collection and something that was very unexpected for me. I really enjoy the light, like airy fragrance or scent that it composed and consisted of. It had a very prominent powder note that literally reminded me of like baby powder or like a newborn baby. And I know that may seem very odd or strange to some people, but it just had that very clean, like organic smell to it. Like there's not anything else I can compare it to. And so I just really enjoy it. It also has like this musk or like there's some notes in there that gives more of a spicy scent to it as it dries down and as you wear it over time. But it's very groundbreaking in my opinion, and it was something that truly I didn't expect it to be as good as it is. So yeah, that's Eau Ferrand from Diptyque. The next fragrance I want to talk about is one from Fenty, and it is this fragrance right here. So the category I would give this is best tropical performance, because to me it gives a very exotic or like tropical kind of scent to it. It like has like notes of blueberry and like vanilla or something in it. It's just a really great fragrance. When I went to the Bahamas, this is one that I gravitated to because I think it lent very nicely to the warmer climate, and I got a lot of good projection and compliments from it. Now, I will say that it does smell different in the bottle than it does on the skin, because I had a friend who actually told me that this smelled medicinal. In a way, like when she smelled it in the bottle, but then when she smelled it on me, she really liked it. So once again, this is the fragrance from Fenty, and I even like the bottle design because I don't see many fragrances that come in a brown ambery bottle. And so as you can see, obviously I wear it a lot. So yeah, that's this one from Fenty. All right, so the next category that I would give is best pop duo, and I would give that to my two Louis Vuitton fragrances. Let me grab them for you. So I have the Louis Vuitton Métier, and I also have L'Immensité. These are such great fragrances. It's obviously I lean more towards the Métier because this one's a clean, like light smell to it. It has a lot of citrusy notes, so that's something that you are more gravitated to, then this would be the fragrance that I would recommend for you. It also has some like spice to it, but not as much as L'Immensité. But this one's a really great fragrance. It is more of the pricey one on the categories that I've talked about so far. But the nice thing about it is like once you utilize all the fragrance inside this bottle, you can take it back to Louis Vuitton and you can buy a refill for a reduced price. It's not going to be half off or anything like that, but it will be a little bit cheaper than what you initially paid for. I bought this fragrance about 3 or 4 years ago now, and as you can see, I've literally used it up. They do offer you to get your initials etched into the bottle, so I got mine my initials etched into it. And I do consider repurchasing this one, like in the refill of it, or I'm actually interested in another fragrance from Louis Vuitton, so we'll see. So that's Métier. Now let's talk about L'Immensité. So this one has more of a amber, like more spice and depth to it. It's not as light and airy as Métier, but this one is one that I reserve more for special occasions or instances where I want to feel grown and sexy, because this one has such a sultry like scent to it. It's very demanding. Like when you wear this one, it has a lot of projection, and I feel like it's unique enough that people are going to question and ask you what fragrance you're wearing. So yeah, I would give this best pop duo, because I mean, you're going to be pretty popular and pretty out there when you wear these fragrances, either together or separately. So that's that one. The next one I would give, it's like best rock category. I would give that to this fragrance right here, and that is the YSL Myself. So this is a really, really great fragrance. It has more of like some light, like rosy kind of floral notes to it. Kind of reminds me of like a bouquet of flowers, but it still has an edge to it. Like there's some depth and complexity to it. So that's why I would give it a rock style, because usually, you know, rock stars they have their rock star persona, but then I feel like at their core, they do have a more somber, you know, melancholy, dare I say sweet side to them, but you know what I mean. So that's why I would give this best rock album, or best rock category. I would give it to this fragrance. Another thing is like this one is very like neutral. I feel like has mass appeal to it, and is not gonna really be off-putting to a lot of people. I really, really like this fragrance. Unfortunately, you can't really see how much of it I've used, but I've used at least half the bottle, and I've owned this one for probably since October or September of last year. And this is like one of my go-tos where, you know, I wanna wear something that's more light and airy, but this one has a different complexity or like profile than the other ones that I mentioned. Like I said, it is light and airy, but it has a very distinct floral note to it. And so, yeah, this is another one that I highly recommend to you guys. And so far, this is the cheapest one that I've mentioned in today's video. All right, let me talk about the one that I would consider like album of the year, or like the Hall of Fame of fragrances. And that's one that you guys have all familiar with, and that is Sauvage by Dior. This fragrance right here is a game changer. Obviously, it's won many, many awards, and obviously, rightfully so. I don't think there's anyone who doesn't own this fragrance or like it. If you're a part of the number that doesn't like this fragrance, then that's a rarity, because it's such a groundbreaker. It's such a knockout hit. And it kind of reminds me of almost, dare I say, like an F-boy kind of fragrance. Like this is one that I wear when I want to hit the streets and really act the fool, or tap into my different personas, if you will. And so, yeah, I really like this fragrance, but do I consider, like, I don't know if you can see how much I've used of it, but do I consider buying it again? No, because I feel like it's too saturated and it's too groundbreaking, and I feel like that's similar to album of the year. That's why I give it this category, because I feel like that can be a very popular album, or it can be one that's polarizing, that has controversy, or, you know, most people won't agree with, and I feel like that's definitely Sauvage by Dior. And once again, I really like it. It's a great price point. It's a classic, a staple. It's something that's never gonna go out of style, but will it be the most unique fragrance known to man? No. So hopefully you guys like the fragrances that I mentioned, and I wanted to do it, like I said, in my own way. I contemplated how I was gonna make this video for a while, and hopefully you guys like the format and the way that I delivered it. If this is something that you liked and enjoyed, please consider liking and subscribing, and stay tuned to the next videos that I have. Thank you so much. Bye.